Hello everybody and welcome back. And we are going to talk about all the new materials that you guys all received. And so let's go ahead and just get started. First of all, before we talk about the new supplies, it's been 8 weeks of multisensory math lessons that have been put onto YouTube and that we've cycled through. And we're going to start going back and revisiting those lessons. So last week we worked with the rainbow tiles again. This week we're going to do the glass blob math. And I really feel strongly about them using those materials when they do math, and as much as we can with literacy as well, because it really is the most meaningful way for them to be learning. But I wanted to bring in more of a pencil and paper component with the math, and I wanted to start going into the pre-reading process for the kids. And so I have a bunch of materials for the next phase that we're going into. So let's start. We're going to start with the behavior tools that I put into people's kits. So everybody got one of these. This is a little star chart box that everybody got. And my kids use these every day when we were in the classroom, and they really work well. And I break everything down into very small increments. Everybody got a 5-minute timer, which is it seems to be a good amount. It may be more or less. You can get a feel for it as you go along, but doing things in 5-minute intervals, that's great. Look at that. You sat down, you started doing the activity, you get your first star. Good job, And then when they get their 5 stars, they have chosen some kind of a reward that we can talk about different ways to help them to be incentivized. What are some things that you'd like to have? Like, I know that one of the students is always like, when is it snack time? I'm ready for snack. So it can be like, you get the 5 stars and then snack, So this is something that I'm hoping that we can be working with every day. I think it's really good for them to just have that structure. Another thing that my 4th and 5th graders have from their green folder from the spring, they got a little one of these. So this is in your green folder from the spring, and this is another to-do and finish type of list. So for the 4th and 5th graders, this has mostly their academics from last year, the calendar time, math, word practice, writing, reading a story. So if this helps for them to be able to stay on task, please go ahead and start using that. I made one for all my 3rd graders, which is the same kind of thing, except for these have a lot more icons. So there's you can really start thinking about, would you like to listen to music afterwards? Would you like to read a story? Would you like to have a snack afterwards? So, it can be first this activity, then and then so they can have a visual of what they need to do and what they get when they have completed that task. So this is really great, and a couple of them I haven't put the Velcro on, but I included the Velcro dots to just put the Velcro on the back of all the icons. And you can set up a 10 or 15 or 20 minute time block of things they need to do to go along with the star chart and the timer. Okay, so I'm hoping that will help with kids who are having a little bit of a hard time staying engaged, and we can talk more about what kinds of rewards would be appropriate. And we always did, we cycled through this, and then at the end we'd all have a building break at the end where all my kids got to build with the building supplies. And it was just something that was ingrained into the whole day, and it really helped, I think, a lot. So we can talk more about this when we're in our sessions, but go ahead and make sure that they have their this with them when we come back next week when we're doing our small groups. I'd like to try it out and see if it can help us. Okay, so we are going to look at some of the other supplies that we got. So we got this wonderful math notebook. So I just think I think a few of the other first grade math teachers at Clarendon are using this, and I just really like it a lot. It is very basic, very visual, goes through all the basic concepts that we had been going through as well. And they are going to be just another 5 or 10 minutes a day working with this. And then they're just going to be finishing one lesson a week, which is about 6 pages. And it's, I think it's a really, it talks about a lot of different concepts, and it's very, very well done. So they will be doing 1 lesson a week with their Math in Focus book. They will be, they will be doing this is 1 week. This is what they're going to do for this one. This is the California Treasures. So this is very basic, some nice little visuals again, and they're starting to write, and they're looking at letter identification, and I'm just going to ask them to do one. This is broken down into 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks. So just one a week, one of these a week. And then another thing that I put in their learning kits was that everybody got these readers. Now these are a bunch of readers that everybody got. Please keep a track of these. They belong to the school, so I need to get them back at some point. I pillaged the resource room in the school, so I got a bunch of wonderful books. So the first couple small ones up here they're not really at their level, but you can model reading that with them. And these are just 2 science books. And then these first 3 are actually, there's no writing in them, but you can walk through and be talking about what's going on in the pictures. And that's what we're gonna just do 1 a week, and I'll talk about different ways for you to help them get the most out of these materials. So we're starting with the first week with just this first book, which is Look at Us, and you can just be talking about the pictures and talk about what happened in the story. Okay, so we have, and then it goes on to CVC words, and we're all in kind of different stages with all of this, which is fine. But this is just they're gonna start to be building on their increased phonetic awareness as they start to get more and more of their letter sounds. They can see it in practicality, and you can be guided reading with them. See my cats, nice and slow, stretch out the sounds. So we're going to start with just one of the without the words ones for next week, but they're going to be moving through this all these wonderful little books. Okay, and let's talk about, so we finally got the letters. I gave all my new 3rd graders a foundations board like this. My 4th and 5th graders already have these. We are going to be using these more and more. So 4th and 5th graders, let me make sure that you have that. It's in your spring learning kit. You're probably already using it right now, but that is, so my 3rd graders and my paras got one of these without the letters. So yay, we all got letters now. I'm so happy about that. And let's look at our green folder. We've got some 10 frame stuff coming up, and we've got some more geometry. I'm going to be putting up some new material for the geometry. For this coming week, we are going to be using the hundreds chart packet like this. We're going to be focusing on the hundreds chart a lot this coming week. And then we're going to be practicing our CVC word families again. And my paras are going to be doing some assessments coming up this coming week, and we're going to just get a really good solid idea of how many of the alphabet sounds, and they can identify and name the sound of all the letters in the alphabet. So we're just going to get a really good idea of where everybody's at with that. And my paras are going to be starting to use their new foundation boards too to do lessons with your kids. So that is it. And I just want to say I appreciate everybody's hard work and patience with all the materials. I think we've learned a lot of different ways of using the materials to bring the hands-on component to so many activities now. And so we have lots to do. All right.